Landowners in the Cuyama Valley groundwater basin have been fighting major agriculture producers Grimmway Farms and Bolthouse Farms for their water rights. Everyone in the basin was on track to cut water usage until the carrot growers filed an adjudication in court against every landowner in the basin, including the school district, temporarily halting the implementation of the cutback and essentially leaving the courts with the decision on who gets water rights in the basin. Here's a little background. The Cuyama Valley groundwater basin was designated as one of 21 basins in California that are in a state of critical overdraft. Local groundwater sustainability agencies, or GSAs, are agencies under the California Department of Water Resources that are responsible for creating a groundwater sustainability plan, or GSP, to outline how basins throughout the state will become sustainable by 2040. Those plans then get updated every 5 years. In 2017, the Cuyama Basin GSA Board of Directors, that included a representative from both Grimmway and Bolthouse, approved a plan to cut water usage by about 5% per year. But the corporations filed the adjudication, a move that many in the basin are calling a stalling tactic to allow the carrot producers to continue pumping as much water as they want. The Cuyama Basin has lost a massive amount of water in the last 25 years due to the pumping of water for various reasons. Nearly 700,000 acre-feet worth, the equivalent of about 228 billion gallons of water that has not been replenished. That's according to a Cuyama Basin annual groundwater report. Residents are worried their water rights could be stripped away from them and given to the carrot producers. And if that happens, the people of Cuyama believe their water could eventually run out, their property could become worthless, and their land could become unlivable.
You can imagine how scary it is. Where there's no water, there's no life.
If you look across the countryside of the Cuyama Valley, dry and arid conditions turn the hillsides brown for the majority of the year. But right off Highway 166, luscious green fields are loaded with crops, while water pumps during the hottest days of the summer. Two of the largest carrot producers in the world, Grimmway Farms and Bolthouse, have been pumping a majority of the water in the basin and have been farming the land for decades. That's according to Deborah Williams, Cuyama Community Services District Board Director.
It's in the 80% range.
Bolthouse and Grimmway Farms have wells more than 1,000 feet deep. A 2013 report from the U.S. Geological Survey found that the water being pumped from that depth was roughly 11,000 to 31,000 years old, meaning it would likely take thousands of years to replenish. Bolthouse responded to KSBY regarding the adjudication via statement, saying that the company is committed to adhering to a 5% per year interim reduction in water usage in 2023 and 2024, as contemplated in the GSP. The statement went on to say, quote, California law requires that all landowners in a basin that is being adjudicated be included in the comprehensive adjudication action. This statutory requirement cannot be waived and is necessary for a court determination of all water users' water rights. A water user in the basin risks losing their water rights if they do not participate in the adjudication, end quote. In order to participate in the adjudication and have any say in how water rights are distributed, landowners must either represent themselves, which is unlikely to happen in most cases, or obtain legal representation, which has been extremely costly to many, including the school district.
I'm not a water expert, that's why we hired an attorney to help us with that, but we would have spent 25, 26 once this water usage report is done and to retain the attorney. So it's about 26 now. How much more, I don't know.
The Cuyama Community Services District, or the CCSD, is also part of the adjudication, meaning they also needed representation in court.
We're estimating $45,000 to $50,000 for the next budget year. They're costing the people who get water from the district an extra $22 to $23 a month just to support the legal fees.
It's been an expensive venture for some landowners.
$150,000 to this date since they were sued on lawyer fees to $10,000 a month.
Jacob Furstenfeld, a Cuyama resident of about 3 decades and a ranch foreman for Walking U Ranch, says if the corporations get a favorable outcome in the courts, this could ruin the people of the basin's livelihood. Nearly 100% of water usage in the Cuyama Basin comes from groundwater, meaning there are no reservoirs and little water imported for usage. So once the water is gone, it's gone. Grimmway Farms did not respond to requests for comment. Because of the adjudication between the corporations and landowners of the Cuyama Basin, residents are boycotting carrots made by those producers. A list of carrot products produced by Grimmway Farms and Bolthouse are on KSBY.com.